So, if you've watched any of my long-form Geometry Dash videos, first of all, thank you. Second of all, thank you again. Third of all, then you'll know that I enjoy rock climbing or bouldering as a hobby. I actually work at my university rock climbing wall, and I've cited it as one of the reasons why I was able to escape a pretty low point in my life. Well, I recently had the opportunity to go to the Niagara Glen with my university climbing club. That's Niagara Falls, for those of you who don't know. It's one of the most prominent features along the US-Canada border. I think it can be considered one of the natural wonders of the world, which is pretty cool. It's a great big waterfall. You might have heard of it before, but yeah, I spent the entire day outdoor bouldering, and because it was my very first time going outdoor bouldering ever, I decided maybe I should make a video with all the footage I collected along the way. Just, for myself to look back upon, and for you to maybe, like, if I can share my passion of rock climbing, maybe get some of you to go and give it a try yourself. Start with indoor bouldering, but, outdoor bouldering is still pretty fun. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
So the story starts in mid-July. I needed to obtain a bouldering permit from the Niagara Parks organization, which I did in preparation for our trip happening on July 18th. I needed to attend an info session on July 17th. No big deal. I paid for the permit, just waiting for the info session now. So the story continues in late July. The trip was rescheduled for August 1st, with the info session now happening on July 31st. Fast forward a few weeks to finally the day of the trip. The bus would leave the uni premises at 8 a.m. The bus ride was about an hour 45, but it honestly flew by. Now that we've arrived at the relevant location, I'll let past me narrate what it was like there.
Like the washroom, and then over there's like the most beautiful view in the world.
We did a lot of walking during the trip for obvious reasons. The Niagara Glen is primarily a hiking location that just happens to be where people go bouldering. Lots of natural rock formations are scattered throughout the trail, so we made several stops along the way. Generally, outdoor bouldering difficulty grades can be up to 2 grades harder than indoor bouldering, so a V4 indoor could be classified as a V2 or V3 outdoor. And just for comparison, I'm roughly a V4, V5 indoor boulderer, so that's like kind of intermediate bordering on advanced. This rock hosted a V2, which probably took me 20 minutes to get, where you start on the bottom there, climb your way up through the super generous crack, and then reach all the way over to stabilize yourself, and then climb up and over to finish. I didn't get any footage because it was too hard for me to reliably do again. Funnily enough, on the other wall where the other half of the group localized, there was a wall traverse, classified as a V3, which I flashed or successfully completed on my first attempt. I wish I'd gotten a video, at least of the wall itself, but alas, it slipped my mind. Our next stop, according to the group leader, hosted by far the most famous route in the entire Glen. This is the Birth Canal, aka Running Man.
Ready?
Yep.
Wow, so smooth. Can you pass me my phone, Catherine?
Thank you.
That was a V2, and I don't know if you can tell, but it was decidedly much easier than the first route I highlighted, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's like 3 moves. There was another wall you could traverse to the left of this clip. That was a V3, and I did manage to do it after, I believe, 4 attempts? I guess I'm just better at traverses because those rely on balance and footwork, rather than raw strength and upper body, which is what you might associate with bouldering at first. Speaking of raw strength and upper body, there was another normal, unassuming wall at this stop. The route which the wall hosted was the V3, and I shit you not, the name of the route is Foot Fetish. I regret to inform you that I did not get any footage of it, but for the record, I also finished Adam's virginity. We made one final stop for bouldering. Keep in mind, we'd been climbing for about 4 hours straight at this point. Well, I guess including the hiking, it was 4 hours straight, so I think we were all dead tired. This overhang boulder hosted a V3, a V1, and 2 V4s. I completed the V3 and V1, and again, there was another boulder close by that the other half of our group localized around, which was just a vertical wall and hosted a V1 and a V3, but I was only able to do the V1, because they were both up climbs and not traverses. Yeah. After a long day of climbing, we rested by the river. This quaint, tiny beach really reminded me a lot of Wii Sports Resort, so I kinda made sure to take as much footage as I could.
Where's the duck? Oh, there's the duck.
It's gonna be a lot easier to climb down if I had climbing shoes.
Are we? I'm just gonna skip it like right there. I'm not aiming for the duck. That was not skipping a rock.
Good enough for that.
When all was said and done, we hiked back up after 6 hours of climbing and 1 hour of lounging by the river, and that was probably the least enjoyable part of the trip. But at least we were able to enjoy that wonderful view we'd seen at the beginning in a brand new light, after having been firmly connected with nature for the entire day.
So, would I recommend outdoor bouldering? Well, yes and no. It was by far the most fun I'd had bouldering ever, because I went with such a large group of people, and yeah, they were all very supportive. You'd be surprised how supportive climbers are with each other. Like, there's, it feels really good to have people directly below you cheer you on and hype you up whenever you make a move, and just like cheer when you finish a route, right? However, you do run the risk of exposing yourself to the elements because you're outside. I was really terrified of sticking my fingers in a crack and, you know, having bugs or spiders or webs or, you know, just like insects hiding within. That was not fun to think about, but yeah, that didn't happen, thankfully. However, I will say that wet dirt is also not a fun texture to feel when all you're expecting is dry, solid rock. I would 100% do it again, and I'll probably make another video on it when that happens. And I do recommend trying indoor bouldering. Rock climbing is an expensive hobby, but you know, worth doing at least once in your life, in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for watching, and go touch grass.